So let's welcome Carmen with a video club applause. It's all yours, Carmen.
Well, thank you, Steve. And thanks, everyone, for inviting me to your video club. I'm not a member of the video club. I didn't set out to be a videographer, which leads me to our topic tonight, which is necessity is the mother of invention, and thinking outside of the box to accomplish that. And before I start, I'd like to introduce my partner in crime, my wife, Dorothy Pacella. And if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have been a videographer. So she sits on a lot of boards and a lot of clubs. And so my honey-do list is, honey, can you come videotape us for this TV show or that TV show or what have you. So that's how we do this. But how did we get here in this particular facility is, well, this necessity of the mother of invention and thinking outside of the box is basically very cliche. Everybody talks about it, but we're firsthand. We can tell you that it's true and it works. So how we got here, and I'm going to let Dorothy give us a little minute or two on how that worked. So we needed videos for band promotions, etc. We did that, and then all of a sudden, I'll let you take over from there.
Hello, everyone. Nice to have us here. It's just a delight to see a lot of you. We know many of your faces, particularly from the Chicago Club. As Carmen indicated, I'm on the board for the Chicago Club, and I'm the chair of the travel committee. And so we basically choose different destinations every month, and we take a busload of people, sometimes 2 buses. So I haul 50 of you all over Southern California to enjoy the destinations. So I was talking at a board meeting, and I had an epiphany to think about being Huell Hauser. And because I knew if I could go to destinations, I wouldn't have given you the journey, but at least I gave you the destination. And the objective was to go to some place close within the village, and hopefully we were about 15 to 20 minutes away. And these were places that we were open. And so I would hope that we would get in your car and perhaps go and enjoy yourself. And so that's how it started. And the board approved it. And so from that, I went to the TV6 and asked them if we were to produce this, would they in fact give us some airtime? And they jumped at the opportunity. So that's how it began. The necessity was COVID. But I wasn't going to let you be sitting at home and not entertained, because the Chicago Club's about entertainment. So off we went, and we just totally did all of the destinations. And like I said, you know, half the fun of the Chicago Club trips is the journey, not to mention the destination. So we did that, and that's how it came to be. So Carmen was able to fine-tune his techniques, including everything from the microphones, which was fun, because we didn't really know what we were doing. But then the way it evolved was then when we came out of COVID, I said, you know, I can't stop doing this because we had such positive feedback from all of our viewers in the village. And so we got back on the bus, the trips resumed, but we kept filming, and we kept doing the shows. And for the same reason, you know, people would say to me, well, gee, why would you, you know, show a TV show of your films, of your trips? And it's like, folks, there are 18,000 residents in the village, and I got 50 of you on the bus. So why wouldn't I show everybody all the fun places that we go to? So that's how it's evolved. And we love doing it, and I hope you enjoy coming along on the trip, even if you couldn't get on the bus, because we just enjoy our trips.
Thanks, Dorothy. We appreciate it. Stephanie, if you can run our little video club clips. There you go. That's the one. This is just a little compilation. I'm going to maybe talk over it, maybe not. It just depends. So
we're so glad you've decided to join us today. And we have a very special treat in store for you. As you can tell, we're at Gate 3. The bus is already here, and all of our travelers were early, and they're already on the bus, so we're very excited. We have two great destinations today that Bill and I have planned, but we're so excited today. So what are we in for, Bill?
Okay, so we're going to see the newest and oldest museums in Orange County. They just opened up a brand new museum in the Segerstrom Performing Arts Center, the Orange County Museum of Art. It was open in October 2022. Visiting there, we're going to go to the Bowers for lunch, and then the fabulous... Okay, good morning, Chicago Club. The rain is off and we have a beautiful day today. Today is our trip called the LA Trifecta. We're going to Museum Row in Los Angeles. Right on Fairfax and Wilshire. We have the Peterson Automotive Museum in the morning, one of the best collections of vintage and modern automobiles. We have Steve McQueen's famous car. We have James Bond's 007 car, an amazing collection. And then, but some of our guests are going to go to Rick Caruso's famous shopping street, The Grove. Then we're going to all have lunch at Farmer's Market, which will be great. And then, as part of the trifecta, some of us will go to the La Brea Tar Pits, and others will go to the LA County Museum of Art. The Tar Pits, by the way, has recently been designated as one of the top 100 world geological sites. And the LA County Museum of Art has an amazing exhibit called the Transcendental Group. It's a group of artists from New Mexico that painted very ethereal imagery from 1938 to 1945. So it's going to be a wonderful day. And this is an unusual trip. The guests get to choose their own museum as we go to Museum Row. So the Chicago Club is on the road again, and we're lucky. We have a break in the weather. It's going to be beautiful.
We already took off. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. This is Dorothy Pacella with the Chicago Club Travel Show. Welcome to our show today. We have a very special and very different show because today we're not on a bus, right? I'm not in front of a bus. We're at a very special place in Laguna Woods Village. We are having a special show today where we're going to travel back in time. And I do mean back in time. We're going to talk about the history of Laguna Woods Village and back in time to the very land that this land was purchased from by Ross Cortese. So the very fun part of today is Bill Hoffey is with me. Now, why this is a special treat is because Bill is a professor of history. And guess what? He's never been here before. He didn't even know we had a history center. So that's all right. So I thought, how perfect to bring him. So everything you're going to see today, and we'll introduce you to the team in the History Center, Bill has never been here. He's never seen it. And so it's all about him helping us tell the wonderful story of the great history of Laguna Woods Village. So, Bill, what do you think about being here?
Hey, I'm excited. You know, I know that Laguna Woods is a famous planned community, but I had no idea you had a history center. And I've studied South Orange County a lot, and I know about the planned communities and the ranchos, but I had no idea everything is beautifully documented. So I can't wait to see the maps and learn from these people in here and learn from you, and I know I'll have a lot of questions. So once again, I knew that this is a famous planned community, one of the earliest planned communities in Orange County. But now we're going to go back in time to learn even more. It's dark if you want to go.
My name is CJ Sorensen, and I have a show on TV6 where I interview people from the village who have tremendously interesting lives. They have stories to tell, and I think everybody should hear them. So, welcome to my show. And today, my guest, I'm welcoming Moki Lund. And it's so great to have you here, my dear.
It's good to be here.
It's been you know, I've seen you so many times in performances, but I've never had a time to sit down and chat with you. So today is a real pleasure to do that. All right. Okay. Moki, one of the things, first of all, I think you have such an unusual and interesting name. How did you ever get that?
I got that from my grandmother.
Oh, from your grandmother. Does it have a special?
It's supposed to mean a little small dark pearl, but that's her thing. Because that's what I look like to her.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And actually, it's a middle name.
Oh, it is?
A middle name. My first name is Geraldine, which Gerlyn, not spelled J with a J, but G.
Right.
My cousin named me. Then my grandmother gave me the middle name.
And that's the one that you've used most of your life?
Yeah.
Especially
Pretty
in your,
much.
in your professional life.
In my professional life.
Right. So you grew up where?
I grew up in Virginia.
When you kiss me, fever when you're holding me tight. Fever in the fire, fever all through the night. Fever with your burn, fever, I'm on fire. Oh baby, we talking fever.
Smartphone, iPhone, I rely on all its camera ability, but I splurged and got a Filmic Pro, which is a monthly service for filming, and I can show you how that works if you want to see it. But it's really cool because it lets you monitor the mics and you can see the sound levels plus all the manual controls that are in there, where you can turn all the automation off and control your aperture, control frame, control lighting, control sound. Everything is in there. So that's the Filmic Pro. Everything is done with iMovie on the edit software. I looked at all the other ones and said, too complicated. My life is busy. I don't have time to learn it, and I'm not that creative. I don't want to go down that road. So I just use the iMovie editing software. I use Dropbox and for all the storage, and pretty massive Dropbox, and external hard drive on the Mac to keep all this stuff. There's so much memory that's being used. The gimbal is this is just off-the-shelf gimbal, and off-the-shelf wireless transmitter and microphones. These are, I'm sure you know what these are. If you haven't, you can take a look at them. So for the Chicago Club, we designed our little microphone flag for that, and it's in all of our Chicago Club trips. We use that for the identity for Chicago Club TV. Those are easy to make. And there are two things you have to have absolutely without ever. You have to have one of these guys, a little splitter for the phone, so that you can plug your microphone, external microphones into the iPhone, and if you need to, you can still plug your power if you run out of power. One thing with an iPhone in the hot sun, they overheat. I'm going to tell you that right now, so you have to deal with that. And you use battery power like you wouldn't believe on all this stuff. So these are battery packs that can plug into, these are all battery packs, and you can plug them into the transmitters, into the receivers, into the phones, and into the gimbal. And the gimbal itself also serves as a battery. There's a battery inside here. So you can plug your, whatever you need power. There's a mini USB and a USB port on there.
Can you shoot in 4K?
You can. Yeah, 4K.
Your shoes,
Yeah,
that's your choice?
yeah.
Yeah.
So fundamentally, you have to make sure, I'm not going to give you a demonstration, I'm just going to just show you just how quick it is to set it up. But where was I going with that? Make sure you're in airplane mode. Otherwise, you will be harassed with spam calls, and you will be harassed with Walgreens calling in your prescriptions while you're trying to videotape and have a serious conversation with people. But anyhow. So that's pretty much it. That's it. That's all it took.
How much is that gimbal approximately?
I think it was a whole $100.
$100.
Yeah.
And what, and that holds your, the mic transmitter and,
Yeah, that's what this is.
oh,
This is the receiver for the microphones.
and what was the name of that program that you used?
Filmic Pro. This is Filmic Pro.
Filming, ING?
Filmic.
I see.
Filmic.
Filmic, okay.
Yeah, and so there's the microphones. Here's your stereo mics. And you can use both the stereo, the front, the back, or you can use the remote mics. These are wireless remote mics. These work about 100, 150 feet away. Yes?
Is that gimbal powered by a button? I mean, do you push a button to make it turn and go up and down and stuff like that, or do you move it yourself?
There's several modes on it, but fundamentally it's on. So it just works. It's got a gyroscope in it. If I turn it off, it just shuts down. But that's it. And you can control the the up and pan. You can control zoom. There's all kinds of things. You can control all the lighting. You can be automatic or manual. You can move the. We'll do it this way. You could move your aim points for the metering and for the focus to wherever you want. You can turn it all off and do it manually if you wish. What else is there in here? It's got white balance, if you want to use that. There's modes. I only use one mode. It's the simple mode. It just, you move like this, and it just keeps it real nice and even. So it's kind of like has a mind of its own. But there is one mode on there I don't use, but it's a follow mode, so you can follow focus, which is kind of neat if you wanted to film yourself doing something and walking around, it will follow you like that. But that's it. There's power in the unit itself, so if the phone runs out or the microphone runs out, you can just plug a USB cable in there, and there's your portable power in there. So you get a lot of stuff in there for that. And then it eats batteries. It uses up a lot of power. But when you're done with it, you just turn it off and it goes to sleep like that. Then you can put it in your case and go on to the next thing. The thing that's really neat about this, I mean, it's got a lot of really good features, but they let you into libraries and they let you into museums and stuff with this. Yeah, if you carry a tripod, they'll ask you to leave. But if you have this in your pocket, they'll let you in. Don't take your backpack, they won't let that in. So, put one microphone in this pocket and a battery in the other pocket, and put this over here, and you're good to go. They'll let you in, and they'll let you shoot. Yeah, they'll let you shoot. And we've had really, really good success with the museums. Every museum that we've been in, I could walk, we would do our normal tour, and they would go have lunch, and then I would run through the whole museum and photograph everything that I needed to photograph, and then do all the editing later. But, so there's a lot of advantages to something like this. So when I'm talking now, I'm just picking up the microphone here, but there's anyhow, that's how that works. There's a 1/4-20 socket on the top if you want to put a directional mic or a shotgun mic. I do have some external mics that are wired mics that plug in. But you can, or you can put a light if you're using light. I don't use any light, no artificial light. Everything I do is just natural light. So, and I shoot at cinema verte, so it's just basic, fundamental. You know, no special effects. Just get out of the way and let me shoot. And then I edit it when I get home. But any questions for me? Yes.
One of the problems I have when I'm shooting in the sun, and I love taking video with my iPhone, but the glare on the screen really, sometimes you can't even get a shot that's so bad, like especially if you're in a beach or something like that. So is there anything?
Yep.
I thought I could invent something to.
No, just go manual, take it off of automatic, and close the lens down as small an iris as you can get.
With the software.
With the software, yeah. Turn it all off, turn it all the way down, and you visually see, you'll see the sun go out of the way. You'll see the reflections gone. You can't get rid of it, but it's there.
Sometimes it totally blocks the shot. You can't see what you're doing, so you kind of.
Well, you can make a lens shade, you know, with.
They sell those, you can buy
Yeah,
them,
but
you can buy them for your iPhone.
yeah. Yeah, you can make your own with a piece of black cardboard, you know, just, this is the expensive one, right here. So, you know, you just do whatever you have to do. So, yeah, so some of the things that, like I said, if it's a hot day and you're outdoors all day, and it's 95 degrees, this thing's gonna overheat, that's all I can tell you. So you can turn it off, put it in your pocket, try and cool it down, and then try and do it later again. Or I turn to my wife, Dorothy, and say, let me borrow your phone. I take her phone, I shoot it, and then we upload it and we use that. Because her phone hadn't been used as much. It's a very simple rig. If I were to do it over again, I'll tell you couple of the pitfalls. One, the gimbal software and the Filmic Pro software do not work together. That's a biggie. So if you're buying it, make sure you get the compatibility with the software. It works, but you have to do a lot of workarounds, or a couple workarounds. But it would be nice to have that together. So when you're buying when you're buying a gimbal, make sure you get it to match up to that software. The other thing is on these type of microphones, if I had to do it over again, I would splurge and get this either Sennheiser or Shure, get the real good ones rather than the cheap ones. Like I said, we weren't doing this professionally. We were just, it's a hobby, just get stuff together, go do it. But you know, it loses parts and stuff like that, and they don't repair them. They just say buy a new one. It was like a 12-cent antenna, and they said no, we don't repair. Spend another $150 and get a new microphone. I'm sure if you called Shure or Sennheiser, they would repair that little thing. But anyhow, that's it. Make sure you have enough battery power. I was saying in the wood shop, keep your tools sharp, so make sure that your batteries are charged at all times. And you'll really rely on this little guy here. It splits the power in the phone. I think that's all I have here. Oh, the other thing you can do, this is just an XLR cable. So this is just a regular Shure M58 mic. You can get a little 1/8" adapter, and you can plug it right into your little thing here. So now you have a wireless mic. That's how that works. Anything?
As you're shooting, where is the movie downloading to, or is that a special program on your iPhone?
Filmic Pro,
That's what it's downloading.
right, everything, so it's isolated, it's a separate, it's like a partition drive. So it has a separate drive, it doesn't interfere with all your photos.
So then you can shoot more than 10 minutes at a time.
Oh, I shoot hours without downloading. And if you want to download, just, I think I have it over there, a little flash drive
Yeah.
you can plug in here. And so you can send it to the drive if you want from the Filmic Pro. But when I first started, I was just using the iPhone photo memory, and that filled up real fast and caused all kinds of other havoc. So that's what led me to the Filmic Pro, which is a separate device. And then you can upload that from there. You can upload it directly to Dropbox. So while you're shooting on the road, you can, if you have a good connection, good wireless connection, you can upload all that while you're on the road, while you're going. That frees up even more memory. So anyhow, yes.
Where is Filmic Pro located? Is inside your phone? Or
Yeah.
next to-
It's just an app.
Is this an app?
Just an app. It's like $3 a month. Yeah, and about $20 a month for Dropbox, and you're good to go. You can just upload everything, just keep going. And then the rest of your life will be spent editing. Any other questions? Yes.
Yes, is there any way that you can put a iPhone in your pocket and then go down 911?
I have no idea.
That's happened to my friend a couple of times. Yeah,
Oh, you mean pocket dialing?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, it does it all the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, I'll give you a good one. We were playing in the band. We were playing in a club one night, and it was like midnight. We're dead tired, and we're trying to get home and all that. So my phone was in my pocket, and it was pocket dialing my drummer's wife. And they had two different cars. So she was going this way, he was going this way, I was going this way. And they thought that I was having like a medical or some kind of an emergency, and they called the police. And they called the police, and so I said, no, I'm fine. I just pocket dialed. I called the police, said, no, don't do it. But yeah, it's common.
Another word for it is butt call.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, there you go.
Oh, and by the way, the Chicago Club gave Dorothy and me an Oscar for 3 years worth of. We had 3 years worth of programming, and so
Carry it around with you always.
I have it in my backpack all the time. Any other questions? Anybody want to see anything or handle it? Yes, sir. What? Oh, H-O-H-E-M, Hohem.
H-O-E?
No, H-O-H-E-M. Yeah.
Where is the History Museum?
You know where the library is?
Yeah.
Right next door. Same building.
It's actually a separate building. building right beside it. They told me that it's actually a separate building, but it looks like.
There's a common wall there, yeah.
I was on your tour. I took the tour.
Which tour?
The tour to go, when we first came here.
Oh, yeah?
On the bus.
Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't tell you that Dorothy does the docent tours as well for the village, so she knows where all the skeletons are buried in the village. Any other questions?